right, Jefferson fans, we are bringing you tonight's JV game from surprisingly sunny and warm Brainerd, Minnesota, where tonight our Jefferson Jaguars are taking on the Brainerd Little Falls. Johnny Rash, I'm not sure what their mascot is. Do you know that offhand?
They are the Warriors.
The Warriors. That's a
yes.
tried and true classic mascot name. So the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors tonight. And this is a Jefferson team coming off. John, what was the score of our last game? 10-0?
I believe so, yes, and a really dominant performance by the entire team. And the very few saves that the goalie had to make were very, very well done. Sometimes, Ryan, as you and I were discussing, when the goalies don't get tested, it can be as difficult as when they're overly tested. It would seem that tonight, might be a little bit more equal of a matchup if, based on just anything, you and I mentioned in that game that the Jaguars had a decisive size advantage. And here, the JV Warrior team for Brainerd Little Falls is a much physically bigger team than we saw then. So we'll have to see how the Jaguars contend with that.
And this Brainerd team has good numbers, it appears. So multiple lines, I would guess. I don't have a good read, Johnny Rash. It's too early in the season. No idea how good we expect these two teams to be. They've only played, I think, one game. So don't have a good read. We're gonna figure it out on the fly, I believe, here.
Also get a sense of how many players move up and down, maybe play a period or two, varsity or JV for Brainerd Little Falls.
So off of the draw, Bloomington gets the first shot. That went wide of the net, though. Probably not an official shot on net. That was Moore behind the net. Keith took the draw out there with Tyus. Tyus usually plays center when she's out there. But Keith's on the center position. Tyus on the right wing, or a wing, I should say. Brainerd breaks it out to center ice. Keith, though, back checks. Bloomington takes possession of the puck. Tied up a little bit in center ice. Gets it across to Moore. Moore goes cross ice. Keith just trying to dump it in deep so Bloomington can get a change, but didn't get that deep enough. But second effort. We got a fresh forward line out here. Brainerd's going to carry that into the zone. Now they dump it deep. They go for their first change. Back behind the net, Mendel gets it up the sidewall. That's Perry. Perry gets it ahead. Towie. That's going to slide on net on rush to Jefferson players.
It would appear, Ryan, that at minimum, Jaguars, if they don't have the size, they may have the speed, especially based on that exchange right there. And before we let it go, a really nice play by Lainey Schramm as we were making that line change to get her stick on it, kick it in deep, and allow her teammates to get off the ice there.
And we've talked about how fast we expect this JV team to be all season. And really, it's the depth of the speed. I mean, they've got speed up and down the roster. So here behind the net right now, that's Perry. Drops it back to the blue line. Lindman tried to keep it in, knocked out to center ice. Goes across, Janzig De La Luz. Gets it up ahead, again, dumps deep. Jefferson gonna go for a change. Looks like Jefferson's going with 6D tonight, John. We'll see if that holds up. Here's Tyus. Good shot, but excellent glove save from the Brainerd goaltender.
Very nice save, sharp shot by Elise Tyus. And I had just mentioned what Lainey Schramm did to kick it in deep and allow her other four line mates to make a change. And Janzig De La Luz did almost the exact same thing. Terrific by her and suggests really consistent coaching as well.
So, John, we've noted before that we went from last season having all forwards and not enough D. Now this year we have a ton of D and short on forwards. So we've seen natural defensemen rotating through forward positions throughout the first three games. Tonight, a little surprising. It appears that they're going with 6D and 7 forwards, which normally, right, you weight it more towards the more numbers on the forward line. So, like I said, we'll see if that holds up throughout the game.
And on that exchange, a forward playing D quite effectively, Allie Moore, who came back-checked real well and kept Brainerd from a breakout.
Brainerd disrupted at center ice there. Marshall tries to get it up and in, but Brainerd gets it deep. They'll go for a change. DeVos retrieves. She comes around the back of the net, tries to make a move, but turns it over. but Brainerd's going to give it right back. Tyus clears the zone. That should be icing. Oh, almost on net off the bank shot. But we'll bring it back down for defensive zone draw.
The draw will be to the left of the goaltender, number 42 tonight, Megan Delarwell, and she likely, Ryan, will play the whole game because we had her goalie partner, Annika Bjorklund, play the entire game at Eastview, so they might be into a trading off pattern here as opposed to changing in the middle of the game as they did the first two.
Something we'll watch for when we get to mid-second period. Brainerd tries to get a shot on. That goes wide. Brainerd yet to register a shot on net. Bloomington gets it across the blue line. That's Perry giving chase. She's out there with Keith. And first comes back to the blue line. Held in at least temporarily by Feldman. Brainerd behind the net. They get it up ahead. That's pass got tipped. Keith dumps it back behind the net. Perry gives chase. Centers back to Keith. Keith, tough angle shot. That went wide. Feldman tries to hold it in. I think the net was off, so we'll get presumably an offensive zone draw here.
Most likely to the left of the goaltender, absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see, too, here, John, if they're rotating 7 forwards, if they're just doing first in, first out, in which case we'll see sort of a random combination of who's wing, who's center, and whatnot. Oh, centered out in front. Keith tried to get a shot on that, got deflected by a defenseman's stick. Good play by the defenseman, went over the net. Brainerd tries to clear. Held in, good pinch there by Schramm. Comes out loose again. Puck race, Brainerd. Held in by Mendel this time. Bloomington going for a change. Perry stays out, pressuring the puck. Brainerd with a breakout. We got 3 Jefferson defenders back, helping out. So Brainerd into the corner, behind the net, looking for a centering pass. There it comes, but wasn't handled. Perry's got it. She needs a change. She gets it ahead to Moore. Moore races up ice, 1-on-4. Manages to hold on to it. Tries to get it into the middle with Towie. That got flipped behind the net.
Won't be icing here because it was the Jaguars who flipped that back there. So Jags get back, picked up by Lainey Schramm, and Jags will try to get another breakout here, but
Schramm
intercepted.
Tried to do a stretch pass up to Moore there. That got intercepted. Mendel fighting for it on the sidewall. Moore bats it ahead. He's got Towie with her. Moore with an aggressive forecheck. Cleared out to center ice. Brainerd hits traffic. Tyus tries to knock it in. Scrum here at center ice. It's in skates. Clears back. Dangerous puck here, but it's going to float into the corner. Brainerd takes control. Centers. Blocked back into the corner. That might be the first official shot on net. Centering pass almost inadvertently knocked in by Towie, who was back checking. That centering pass goes through the crease into the corner. Another one through the crease. Picked up by First. She's looking ahead, but knocked back into the defensive zone. Brainerd forcing a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone here, John. We're going to have to clean that up. That's dangerous. Usually results in odd man rushes.
You mentioned the save by Megan Delarwell, and that was the first shot Brainerd had 5 minutes into the game, and she responded quite well with a nice sliding pad save.
Both teams kind of feeling each other out here. The shots are 2-1. Neither team. Bloomington has had some chances in front. There's another one, but again, it's deflected by a Brainerd defenseman. Janzig De La Luz with a strong back check. Move. Good job by
Really
Delarwell
nice
going
by
post to post. Forced that shot wide. Brainerd tried to come around for the wraparound, but couldn't get it in front. Stretch pass up ahead. That's Perry. Just going to have to tag up. Just goes for a change. Moore with the aggressive forecheck again. Forces a turnover. Keith. Backhand. Oh, and a goal! A backhand goal, John, your favorite.
Absolutely. And the last 2 years, you and I have talked about how many backhanded shots this Jefferson JV team takes. And sure enough, there's one by Taylor Keith to give the Jaguars a 1-0 lead. 8:16 remaining here in the first. And
Keith put that backhand off the far post. or maybe just inside of it. Seeing eye shot there. I didn't see if there was a primary assist on that, John. I'm sure there was.
We'll listen for it here in a minute,
Yep.
but I think they take the goalies by surprise at times when this happens. Another nice sliding save by Megan DeLarwell, but the puck kicks
loose
out
in front.
Yeah.
But with all of the traffic, the ref lost sight of it, blew the whistle. A good save there again by DeLarwell. Brainerd's getting some chances here, John. It appears that they stretch the ice. They're getting a lot of transition opportunities.
And the one they had in the previous exchange before the Taylor Keith goal, the forward saw just what she thought was an open door, but Megan shut it quite effectively and kept the puck from going in. So she's played really well so far tonight.
Good puck movement there by Brainerd. But Tyus goes cross ice, but hard pass, accurate pass, more just struggle to handle it. Well, they credited the goal to Taylor Keith. I didn't see, did you catch it unassisted?
She made us see it.
The official scorer says she stole that from a Brainerd player, so unassisted the first goal. In the corner, Towie steals it, lost that at the blue line, under heavy traffic, but good back check by Jefferson to help out. Again, a slight turnover. First trying to disrupt play, puck's loose in front, dangerous here. Feldman tied up on the sidewall, gets it to Towie. Goes back into the corner.
Jaguars
Feldman's
having a
gonna
hard time
retreat.
getting a handle, but boy, great back checking by all three forwards, helping out their D-core right there. And sure enough, Jaguars are able, through Marshall, to get a clear.
That's going to go for icing, though. Just at enough to get across the goal line. If we'd have been 5 more minutes worth of snow in, that probably wouldn't have made it. We'll bring it back for a defensive zone draw.
And speaking of 5 minutes, we're now 6:57, so, on a 15-minute period here, so got a little bit here in the ice indeed. We don't know if they're going to resurface after the first, but it's already looking pretty chopped up because we've had up and down 200-foot action here so far in this game.
It has been much more back and forth than the prior 2 games we've seen, John. I'd say comparable offensive zone time from the 2 teams. Again, not that many shots, but again, testament probably to the way the teams are playing defensively, keeping pucks to the outside, doing a good job of clocking up the middle. That centering pass goes through untouched, dumped into the corner. Brainerd breaking out while Bloomington changes. That's going to be held in, at least temporary, by Feldman. Ooh, a turnover in close. Oh, that shot from DeVos, wide of the net. Couldn't quite get good wood on it. Ooh, and there's a goal. So the shot there from the point, Marshall, she kind of fluttered over her stick too, but Tyus camped out in her favorite spot in front of the net, just added a turbo boost to that shot. Again, off of the far side post, John. Both shots beating goalie blocker side mid.
Both shots have been hard. Really nice snap right there by Elise Tyus, as usual, camped in front of the net very effectively there. She stays out there, as her line mates take the face-off, won by Brainerd and back down, stopped by Megan DeLarwell. So 2-0 Jaguars here, 5:55 remaining in the first.
That's a really good play by Tyus too, because that's a tough play to basically get more heat on an existing puck that's coming from behind.
That was kind of fluttering too.
It was.
Yeah.
And she just whacked on it off the pipe in the net.
Yeah.
Bloomington up 2-0. Bloomington struggling to get it across the blue line. They finally do. Here comes more cross ice. She's going to pick that up. She's going to try to cut to the front. Takes a stick. She's going to draw a penalty, though, on the slash. Good speed, good hustle by Moore. Cutting in front there.
Terrific
we'll have our
play.
first power play of the game.
Indeed, Ryan, and terrific play by her. And it shows you what speed can do. Not only her getting an offensive opportunity, but drawing a penalty right there. So our first power play at 5:23 remaining in the first. Jaguars already have a 2-0 lead here, and looking to try to add to it. Taking the face-off will be the first goal scorer, Taylor Keith.
So we've got Mendel and Schramm on the blue line. We've got Keith, Perry, and First up front. The puck goes behind the net to Keith. Keith setting up shop, looking. Goes to Perry, back to Keith behind the net. Keith's trying to bait one of those defensemen and almost got her. Quick pass out front, but that hit traffic. It's going to be held in. First is looking. Back to the blue line. Mendel shot on net. Almost got redirected off of a defenseman's glove. I think they're going to call a hand pass there. Or maybe the net off? Nope, I think hand pass. Yep,
maybe both.
Off.
Yeah,
maybe
net's
both.
Off too. Yeah. So
either way, we got a whistle. We'll see if that face-off comes outside the zone. It appears we'll stay in.
Second time the net has come off down there, so that's something they're going to want to check at minimum in between periods here, Ryan.
Jefferson keeps their same power play unit out. Keith on the draw again. Wins it to the middle. Tied up there. Perry gets it to the near side wall, but that pass back to the blue line intercepted. Here comes Brainerd. Oh, intercepted by Schramm. Shrewd play there by the blue liner. 2-on-1. They tried to go cross-ice pass. Schramm just picked the pocket. But as Jefferson enters the zone, held in. Good play by Keith. She makes a move, tries to get to the middle. It's poked to the corner. She goes back to first. Ooh, dangerous touch pass there. First gets it, throws it in front. I don't think the goalie saw that one. A good screen in front by Perry. Now Jefferson wins. Oh, we got a delayed penalty. Keith with their second penalty drawn. I take that back. That was more. Keith got taken down in front of the net. It's going to be a tripping penalty. Hard shot there. Brainerd's finally going to no. We'll give him the touch. So Rash, we got 38 seconds left on the existing power play. We're going to tack 2 minutes on. So 38 seconds of 5-on-3 here.
And the goal and the face-off, of course, to the goaltender's left here. So Jaguars are going to look to try to win this and jump on it right away because they clearly have numbers here. Face-off taken by number 21, Ashley Towie.
So Towie wins that draw to the sidewall, but then tied up. Here comes Brainerd. They try to dump it deep. Mendel does a good job holding it in. Moore's going to give chase. She's going to possess it in the corner. Centering pass. Had Towie and Tyus in front. Trying to get a stick on it. It's caught up in skates. One of the Brainerd players is down. Shot from the side. Hit the side of the net. Goalie recovers. Back to the blue line. Schramm shot, save, rebound. That went wide, and again the net's off.
Third time is not the charm here.
Some better spikes on the bottom of the pole there.
Yeah, no question about it. So, especially as the Jaguars are putting on a lot of pressure.
We need to get the ground screw out here to do some ice repair.
Boy, that was a really nice offensive exchange, though, right there. A nice sharp shot by Elise Tyus, as we saw earlier when she got a goal. This one well stopped. Credit to the Brainerd Little Falls goaltender who came up big right there. And so they're still trying to kill off this 5-on-3 for 8 more seconds. And unless the Jaguars score in that period, they'll then go on to a 5-on-4 power play for about 1:26.
Jefferson won that draw, tried to get it to Tyus right off the draw in front. She couldn't get a shot off. D to D comes across. That puck hit traffic in front, didn't quite get on net. Jefferson's got to watch the players sneaking out of the box. Still at center ice, but good job, Tyus, holding the zone. She's fighting for it on the near side wall. Brainerd now in the corner. Tyus forces it up top. Mendel's going to get a shot on net. Oh, that got through traffic, too. Moore there trying for the rebound. Moore now behind the net, trying to get it in front. Tyus on the far side post. Good clear by Brainerd. We're down to 1 minute now left for 5-on-4. Jefferson's got to hurry. They're under pressure. That was Mendel was not expecting the Brainerd forecheck there. Kind of caught her by surprise.
Especially on the power play. Probably thinking she might have had a little bit more time, but recovers nicely. And Jags looking to organize here. Mendel back again with the puck, looking for her mates.
Good job by Brainerd here, forcing the issue up top. Finally, they get it ahead to Moore. She's on a long stretch here, though, probably a little gassed. Tries to get a shot on net, but turns it over, and Brainerd dumps it down. That might kill it, John. We're down to 15 seconds left. That puck came out front, took a weird bounce off the side of the net. So we'll get a defensive zone draw.
You know, we talk about big saves. Sometimes it's the little ones, and that did
the
take
ones you're not expecting.
Absolutely, and total credit to Megan Delarwell because she paid very close attention to it, took an unexpected bounce, pounced on it, and then was going to pass it out, but Brainerd Little Fall Warrior coming down hard.
Here comes DeVos, but she should be taking notes, John. It's not glove side, got to go blocker side, right? We've seen the goalie's got a good glove. Good shot there. She went near side post, but goaltender snapped that up. Good play.
Speaking of the goaltender's shots, officially 7 for the Jaguars, 2 for Brainerd Little Falls. But I think both totals are low, as we often see in these games officially on the score. We'll talk to our official scorer, our friend Kurt Krenz, here in between periods to get a little bit of a better sense of what they really are.
Brainerd's aggressive on the forecheck. I'll give them that. So
Kurt thinks it's about 12-4 in favor of the Jags in terms of shots.
Nice move by Perry there, getting the puck to the front of the net. Puck now in front, a redirect, and we got a goal. I think that was Perry.
That is Layla Perry.
So Lindemann got the puck to the front of the net. Not a super hard shot, but found Perry. She had time to sort of get it on her forehand, and I think, again, she tucked that blocker side, it appears, John.
Indeed.
So we're up now, 3. Good shooting percentage here. So I think you said 12 shots, maybe 13 now. But 3 goals on those 13 shots, and very quickly Jefferson's got a 3-0 lead.
Minute 27 remaining here in the first, and indeed a very successful period so far, but Brainerd looking to get on the board here, intercepting a pass to Megan's right.
Moore comes away with it. She's going to run into a double team, though. Gets it into the zone. Tyus giving chase along with Keith. They force it back deep. Moore now in the corner. You know what I like about what I'm seeing from this line, John, is the forwards are playing very fluid. They're not getting stuck like left side, right side. No. And the pressure that they're putting on the puck is forcing defensive zone turnovers.
Well, you mentioned that at least Tyus often plays center. She's on the wing tonight, but she knows how to, move up and down, get back to that center position if that's where the puck is. And she showed that when she scored a goal and almost scored a second a little bit after that.
Well, and in particular, this grouping of Moore, Keith, and Tyus seems to be clicking really well. They're putting a lot of pressure on Brainerd's D, moving the puck well in the defensive zone, or the offensive zone for Jefferson, I should say. Marshall does a good job forcing play wide. Up the near side wall, Perry steals that puck. Trying to muscle it up. She gets it ahead to First. First is going to swing wide, waiting for reinforcements. Goes behind the net, still got it. Tries to cut back to the middle, but ran into traffic. Here comes Brainerd the other way. Towie tries to tie it up. Oh, and a late shot there, Johnny Rash, that went in upper corner. Really nice shot from Brainerd, but the ref waved it off. Shot was not prior to the buzzer.
That was it's a game of inches and a game of seconds, and at that point, tenths of a second right there. But a good period by Megan DeLarwell, still keeping Brainerd Little Falls Warriors off the board. A terrific period by the Jaguars here. They're up 3-0, and it does look like we're not going to be resurfacing in between periods here, Ryan, which is kind of the norm for JV games. We saw that change a little bit on some of the road games against Eastview as well as Prior Lake here, but this is more in keeping at least how they do it at the Bloomington Ice Garden.
Agreed. So, Johnny, I don't know if you know this, but my assumption, understanding is the rule for whether a shot counts, is it that the shot has to be off before the buzzer, or it has to be in the net?
Over the goal line.
Because that one was pretty close. So I'm sure it wasn't in the net by the time the buzzer.
Our broadcast brother here, Kurt,
was at the buzzer.
Kurt Krenz says it's got to go over the goal line by
so it has to be
when the buzzer.
In the net before the buzzer sounds.
Yes. So, yeah.
The shot. Okay.
Yeah. And in fact, Kurt's referencing, you might not be able to pick that up on our broadcast, but in basketball, it's just a release, and you see this relatively frequently college and pro games where they count down to tenths of a second, where they will go back, look at the film, see when the forward might have released, or when someone took a desperation heave to try and hit the net, and sometimes they do.
The ball is left the hand, it's in play.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's got to go over the goal line here, and did not. So it remains 3-0, and Megan will indeed start the second period again. Terrific first period for her. She switches lines. This is the period, of course, Ryan, where both sides have the long change, as we often call it, where they've got to, make up more distance as they hop off the bench. Similar disadvantage for each team, but especially after not having a Zamboni break here, players might be a little bit tired. So we'll see if that comes into play at all.
Towie wins that center ice draw. Passed ahead but it's knocked all the way back. Schramm's got it. She goes behind the net. Wheels and looks, makes a move, tries to make another one. She's fighting her way through traffic, gets it ahead to Moore. Moore's got Towie with her. That got disrupted at the blue line. Brainerd, pass knocked away, but now they've got it. They're going to carry it across the blue line. They get past the first defender. Centering pass, almost went in off the skate. A good job was that. I think that was Schramm tying up the other Brainerd forward in front, prevented her from getting a stick on it, but almost deflected it off the skate. Brainerd trying to hold it in. Tyus just whips that at. I think that hit one of the Brainerd players. Going to be no icing. Jefferson will get a chance to get fresh forwards out, all three of them. They're going to have to hurry here. Brainerd coming the other way. They dump it in deep. They pick it up in the corner, go back to the blue line. Held there, looking D to D. Good forecheck. Or pressure on the blue line. Trying to turn it over. Brainerd's got it. Shot hits traffic. Doesn't get on net. And here, DeVos comes away with it. Trying to beat Brainerd to the outside. Trying to get in front. We might have a hooking. Yep. Drew a penalty there. She got around that defenseman. All she could do was hold her up with her stick.
So twice in the first period we referenced how speed made the difference. It did that as well because she was getting around the Brainerd defender. Had to resort, as defenders who are getting beat off and have to hooking at that point. It gives the Jaguars a power play, 13:34 remaining here in a 3-0 game where they lead the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors.
They're rocking some good tunes at the Brainerd JV game.
No question about it.
I'll give them credit for that. Brainerd ices the puck, gets this first one down there. Dangerous play in front there. But here comes first. She's again going to swing wide. Brainerd getting wise to the speed here. Drop pass. On net, hits traffic. Puck was loose momentarily. Shot there by DeVos. First, got a rebound on net, but goalie did a good job of sort of smothering that.
Goalie's done well tonight. As we mentioned, there are officially 9 shots on the board. It's certainly higher than that. Maybe we'll turn to Kirk here in terms of shots. At least 15 or 16 is what he's been able to count, and they're significantly behind, which happens often at these games here. What matters most is they've counted all the goals.
We're going to get a penalty there. Yep. An inadvertent trip, but
you got to call it nonetheless. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So certainly not a desperation or a dirty play or anything like that, but just happened to have her stick out, and the Warrior.
That'll be Feldman going into the box.
Yep.
I wish our viewers at home could see Kurt grooving to "Groove Is in the Heart" here. Obviously one of his favorite songs. He's got the moves down. Maybe we'll try to get him on camera in between second and third period.
Well, he'll be announcing, of course, during the varsity game, he might be able to, lay down a line or two.
Good centering pass by Brainerd. That's knocked into the corner. But Brainerd keeps it in deep. Giving chase. There's Marshall back to the blue line. Got in front. Went off the side of the net, off the backboards, and almost bounced in front again. Keith's got it now. She's got a little room. Going to carry it a ways. Tries to bat it ahead. Tyus dumps it in deep. I think we have 3 forwards out still playing with one D.
We kind of have a
surprising.
Yeah, and we kind of have a pretty wide open game here because it's 4-on-4 and a lot of room on the ice.
And considering we have 6 D and 7 forwards, I thought we'd go 2-2 here, but so far it hasn't really hurt us. Brainerd now cycling. Comes out. Shot between the pads. Tough save by Delarwell. That screen shot went through a Bloomington player's skates.
Very nice save, and then she had the presence of mind just to keep her eyes on it and then pounce on it. So any kind of rebound opportunity was taken away from the Warriors here. But
now Jefferson truing up, realizing they didn't have 2D out. They rectify that situation. Brainerd controlling play here for the last minute or so. In the Jefferson offense, it's 4-on-4. Jefferson's got to get out. Wow! A rocket from the blue line, 26. Top shelf, blocker side corner on a slapper. Tough shot. Excellent goal from Brainerd. They're on the board 3-1.
That's a tip your hat type of goal.
Yeah.
You just have to look at that, and that was a terrific shot. Number 26 on Brainerd Little Falls showed a lot of muscle right there. Put everything into it. Was able to snap it right past the goaltender, and we now have a 3-1 game.
Well, and Jefferson was playing there almost like they were shorthanded, John. I mean, they are. They've only got 4 skaters out, but they were playing it like they were down a player. So they conceded that shot from the blue line. Probably should have got somebody out to put pressure on that shot. Something for film study to learn from.
And notably, we still have 5 seconds of 4-on-4, and then for the next 39 seconds after that, the Jaguars are going to do.
Back to the blue line again. Another same shooter, same scenario. That one wasn't a slap shot, but second goal in about 30 seconds, John. And I believe that's the same goal scorer, 26, right?
It indeed is. And we mentioned at the beginning of the game the size differential on a few of these Brainerd Little Falls Warriors, and that young woman, the defenseman, number 26, has some considerable size, put all of it into it, and 2 really hard shots. Again, credit to her as she brings the Warriors to within a goal here, 3-2.
Now, lucky for Jefferson, that was 2 goals in rapid succession, but that second one went in just after the penalty expired, so we are back to 5-on-5, but Brainerd humming now, and Jefferson a little bit on their heels. Nice toe save by DeLarwell. Puck was loose. Another slap shot. That one goes wide. Tipped in front, almost an own goal there. Jefferson on their heels. We need to get like a puck out of the net or puck out of the zone, get an icing, something, just get a reset. Jefferson scrambling and Brainerd just humming now. On
their heels, but the part of the foot that was really significant was the toe save right there.
That was a big save by
so important for a goaltender to be able to get past when a goal has scored. Indeed, 2 had been here, and just recover, which she did really, really well. So terrific job by Megan DeLarwell.
Brainerd with a very aggressive forecheck this period. They forced several turnovers in our defensive zone. And again, Jefferson got it across the blue line, but immediately gives it back. Brainerd behind the net. They skated out to the blue line. Good pressure by Tyus. Turnover. DeVos got Moore with her. 2-on-1 opportunity here. Passes it over to Moore. Moore with the shot off of the face mask of the goaltender. Good pass there by DeVos. Unselfish play.
Absolutely. And a very nice, goaltender barely flinched and kept her eye on it after it went off to her face mask.
Brainerd dumps it in. Going to be an icing call. That's good for Jefferson. Maybe that little odd man rush there, shot on net, will kind of rebalance things here.
9:52 remaining here in the second. 3-2 Jefferson Jaguar JV team leading the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors JV team here. We will be broadcasting the varsity game, of course, with the voice of the Jaguars, Kurt Krenz, as well as Jason Knutson joining him for that broadcast. I'm joined here by Ryan Kuhn. Nice sharp shot, but swallowed up by the goaltender. Another face-off to her left here.
First got a good snapshot on net there off of sort of a face-off scrum. Another one. This one comes back. Marshall tries to get it on net, but that's intercepted by the 2 double goal scorer, I believe, for Brainerd. Although it's hard to tell. I'm looking at size. It can't be that many big defensemen on Brainerd's team.
No, 26 has been very good at defense and the offensive machine for the Warriors tonight with 2 goals.
Ooh, dangerous play there by Bloomington. Trying to get a shot off at the blue line, but it was a little slow to get it on net. Almost intercepted. Here comes Brainerd. Good move in front. Oh! Wow, number 14 from Brainerd. Sort of made a deke move to the center and had a point-blank forehand shot. DeLarwell just snapped that glove out from about 6 feet. Excellent reflexes. Impressive save.
That looked like a screeching line drive, at the hot corner there, and she had the third baseman's glove right there. So
this Brainerd team can shoot, John.
Yeah.
If nothing else, they're getting, these are not soft shots. These are lasers they're putting on net.
No, this isn't trickling in. It's kind of a frozen rope, as they would say in baseball. They've got some sharp shots.
Brainerd again intercepts an outlet pass. Comes up the near side wall. Perry's going to try to get it out, but again loses the puck. Tried to get it ahead to Keith. That went off a skate. Keith's now got it. She's got an outlet pass. Finds First. First is going to swing wide. Drops it to Perry. Perry goes over to Keith. Good passing. from the forward line there. Good vision from Perry. I can't believe she saw Keith coming up her outside on the left side.
2 really good passes. All 3 forwards touched the puck on that sequence. Unfortunately, didn't go in, but
Jefferson
that's the way to do it.
Got caught trying to pinch there, but a good back check to help out. Picked up by Perry, goes behind the net. She gets taken down. I think that's another inadvertent trip. That was not intentional, but you got to call it when it's that blatant. There is 8 minutes left in the second period, and I felt like the first period went by really fast. This period seems like it's moving in slow motion.
It's just a lot of up and down action, and I'm sure the players are getting a little bit tired here, moving 200 feet each way. But they're conditioned for this and probably excited to be in such a good competitive game here. This is the most competitive game, that we've had in this young season. So we've seen the Jaguars respond well after those 2 quick goals in the period by number
big
26.
Collision on the far side wall. Moore trying to come away with it. She's got it in the corner. She's got Tyus in front, tries to get it to her. Tyus was battling with the defenseman as it was. Not sure she could have got a shot off. Moore now. Again, Brainerd very aggressive on their penalty kill. Pressure in the puck. Moore, though, finally gets some space, taking her time. Ooh, look for the defenseman cheating in. Janzig De La Luz tried to get it in front. That's Lindman. Lindman tries to center. That gets redirected up in the air, goes into the corner, and comes all the way down. Janzig De La Luz got to win that puck race. 2 forecheckers from Brainerd. She's got it now behind the net, but she's getting rubbed off from Brainerd, fighting for it still. Brainerd comes away with it, trying to peel in front on the backhand. Not much on that, but got it on net. Another glove save by DeLarwell.
Who covered it very well, and our friend Kurt Krenz suggests, which is probably likely, again, we mentioned we might keep an eye on this when we hit the varsity game here, but our sense is that Brainerd perhaps has some varsity players out there because they look really, like significant players, shooting very hard, and a lot of teams have players who move up and down the lineup there. Another
You've
nice
got to stop letting
right
26
there.
shoot from the blue line, Krenz. That's another rocket that DeLarwell made that save, but at this point, you got to instruct the team.
Shots just this period. They've only credited.
Kurt telling us that DeLarwell has faced 10 shots just in the first 8 minutes of this period 2. Here comes Jefferson. Perry's got it. Tried to get it in front. She gets taken down. Remember, Jefferson on the power play here. Held in. Temporarily at least, but here comes Brainerd the other way. Oh, good pass just past the outreach of Schramm. That puck batted wide, and here comes Schramm the other way.
Very nice play by Lainey Schramm there to alter the shot and then bring it right back down offensively.
Good pass to Perry. Perry
Almost
tried
got
to get
one
it
from
back
Perry,
to Schramm. Tried to tuck it in the far side post. Schramm's been out there a while, going both ways. Centering pass disrupted by Brainerd. Brainerd can't quite get a handle on it. Hits some snow. Moore's going to retrieve. Power play's over. Back to 5-on-5. Moore goes behind the net. Passes that over to Schramm. Schramm ahead to Perry, but Perry turns it over at center ice. Brainerd comes the other way. Centering pass disrupted. Good defense there by Schramm. Perry just trying to get it ahead. Keith's got it. She's got Moore with her. Good pass. Good hard pass from Keith there. Moore couldn't quite get a stick on it. Into the corner. Tyus pressure in. Forces a turnover. She's going to hold it in. Backhands it deep, but comes across the blue line. Here comes Brainerd the other way. Keith covering for the D. Good centering pass there. Tyus is going to pick that up, though. It's behind the Brainerd forward. She looks cross ice. Carries it herself. Goes to Moore, but Moore had gone for a change. Jefferson's got to hurry. They were changing a D. Keith, good job, Keith, back there. Sort of slowed down the Brainerd forecheck. Tyus has got it, tries to go off the wall. Held in temporarily, another whack at it. It's going to pop out to the middle. Turnover there.
Taylor Keith, Ryan, a couple times dropped back from her forward position into D and was very effective in covering the Brainerd Warriors.
As we know, John, she's played both forward
Indeed.
and D, which obviously helps in terms of just awareness, but Nonetheless, a smart play, recognizing when her blue liners are forechecking, somebody's got to cover. And here Keith gets a turnover. Just waiting for Bloomington to catch up. Gets that shot on net, deflected into the corner. Perry's got it. She tries to get it behind the net, double teamed. Throws it out to the blue line, but splits the D. Towie's going to retrieve. She cuts back to the middle, but loses the puck. Brainerd coming in. Marshall's back there, tries to disrupt that. Oh, that puck, not much on it, but slid through the skates. Another one that's tough visibility.
Nice pad save by Megan.
There's how he finds that cross-ice pass she was looking for. First has it, gets it into the middle. Perry can't quite get a shot on net. Good defense by the Brainerd defenseman there. Rubbed her off to the outside. Lindman tried to hold it in. Loses the puck. She's going to have to hustle back. Another save by DeLarwell. Here comes Jefferson the other way. Lindman carrying it up from the blue line, picking up speed. She's got more with her. Drops it back. Oh, good vision. Unselfish play. Just couldn't quite connect. Here comes Brainerd, 2-on-1. Tyus covering on the blue line. Recovers just in time to break up that play.
So there's 26
And there's
again
26.
trying to take a shot.
Whiffed on that again. Thank goodness, one of the Jefferson forwards, I think that was Towie, came out to pressure. The shooter might have disrupted it just enough. Brainerd just humming here this period. Definitely has tilted play.
And just when the Jaguars needed, Megan DeLarwell just swallowed that puck up and able to have at least one of the Jaguars make a change here. Face off to her right, 3:05 remaining here in the second period.
Brainerd, good puck movement here. Ooh, centering pass got redirected. DeLarwell's had a number of those, John, where you made the comment earlier, it's not always like the hard shots from up front, but these surprise behind the net, gets redirected, weird bounces, whatnot, where you've got to be paying attention at all times.
And she has been, and
Here
covered
comes
those really
DeVos,
well.
tries to make a move to the middle, more with a tough angle shot, tried to go near side post. Good positioning there from the Brainerd goaltender.
So we'll have a face-off to her right. Jaguars go off for a change here, 2:34 remaining, and they enjoy a 3-2 lead here. But boy, Brainerd Little Falls has really turned it on this period and scored 2 goals and putting pressure on
The
them.
shots on the scoreboard are 12-10. Something tells me that the volunteer scoreboard operators are getting caught up in watching the game. That happens to the best of us. We have all been there. There is no way that shots are 12-10 right now.
No, both teams.
It's got to be double that.
Yeah.
22 to 18 Jags.
Yep, as Kurt's unofficial tally is 22-18, which does seem more representative of how this second period has gone.
In particular, the second period for the Warriors, which has been very strong, and they've put about 10 shots on the board at least so far.
Jefferson's doing a good job too, John. We don't always see this from Jefferson. Good pass ahead. Oh, that was Perry, saw DeVos, tried to get it to her, but disrupted. But I was going to say, John, Jefferson doing a good job blocking shots with their forwards and defense in the defensive end. That's not something we always see from Jefferson teams. Sometimes our opposition does a good job, but the JB team here has been blocking quite a few.
Absolutely, which can lead to a quick turnover. And even though that was, a shot that just kind of dribbled in at that point, it did create a face-off, allowed the Jaguars to make a badly needed change at that point too.
Another good back check by Keith, preventing an odd man rush. Helping out. Now Schramm's got it. She's going to skate behind the net, looking for an outlet pass. She finds Tyus. Tyus tries to handle it, but it's on her backhand, loses it. Centering pass goes through the crease. Moore's going to give chase. Brainerd dumps it behind the net. Brainerd really doing a good job in the offensive zone with spacing and moving the puck. Gets it ahead to Tyus. Tyus off the wall. Tries to bat it ahead, but held in again. Here comes Brainerd with speed. Centering pass goes through the crease again. Do not let 26 shoot. That's initially saved and then swallowed up by DeLarwell, but Moore at least pressured 26. Didn't let her.
Well, I was just going to say they did let her shoot, but she was offside. I didn't think they called it, but they did indeed call it. It might have been a little bit delayed there, but that goal would not have counted because she took that shot about a foot past the blue line here. So we get a face-off outside of the offensive zone. That's initially controlled by the Jags, but Warriors now with their handle on it.
We're down to the last minute here, John. Jefferson trying to hang on a bit here. They're probably They could use the between period break here to just regroup, probably rest up a little bit. This, as we always allude to, the long changes in this second period, and it has been predominantly in our defensive end, which can really wear the team down, especially when we're rolling with 7 forwards.
Got to hang in there for another 52 seconds.
Off the draw, Jefferson comes away with it. That's Towie. Jefferson could have numbers here. Good power skating by Towie. Gets it behind the net. Perry gives chase into the corner, forces a turnover. She's trying to get it to first. Perry comes away with it. Good short angle shot, but a glove save by the Brainerd goaltender.
Brainerd goaltender has played her posts quite well and has cut off the angles quite well, and she looks good in doing so. Nice glove save, as you mentioned. She's got 30 seconds to try to hang on as the Jaguars try to control this offensive zone face-off and get another shot and ideally another goal.
Good draw, clean win. Back to the blue line. That was Mendel tried to get a shot, but as we talked about, blocked by Brainerd coming the other way. And another just snipe to the upper corner. That by number 14 from close range. 2-on-1 there, John. That was Schramm took away the pass, conceded the shot, and she picked that upper corner.
You know, Ryan, I referred to after the first goal of this period as a tip-your-hat goal. All 3 of them really were. There have been no cheap ones there. That was a sharp shot, a real good snipe. Megan has been just terrific tonight, but those are hard for any goaltender to stop. But it does even the game here with 19 seconds. We got a hockey game, 3-3.
Off the draw, DeVos wins it. She tries to make a move around the Brainerd defense, loses the puck, tries to center it. 10 seconds left. Bloomington trying to get one last shot on net. Tipped out to the blue line. Here comes Brainerd the other way. And again, they're going to just run out of time. Woo!
They have put rushes on like the last second of each period.
2 periods here, John. Jefferson winning the first period 3-0, I believe. And Brainerd coming back, tying it up in the second period 3. Now we got 3-3 as we go into the break. I know we alluded to this, John, but I wasn't taking note of which numbers were playing first period, second period. That seemed like a different Brainerd team. It will be interesting to see if some of these larger size, larger number players we see in the varsity game.
We'll have to take a look at that in the third period here. And, indeed, a lot of teams do this where they'll have, some of their varsity players, even including some of their really strong ones, play a period or 2. Kurt Krenz with some statistics here before we take a little bit of a break in between periods. What do you see, Ryan?
Well, so a tale of 2 periods, as we said, John. So in the first period, we had unofficial shots for Brainerd at 4. That second period, they had 16 shots, and as we alluded to, really dominated play. Scored all 3 of their goals in that second period. So Delarwell up to 20 shots on the game, at least, giving up 3 goals. Goal scorers for Bloomington. Taylor Keith with the first goal unassisted. Elise Tyus, the second goal, assist going to Zoe Marshall. And the third goal, Layla Perry with an assist to Lindman. So I think we will take a break here in between periods, and we'll pick up broadcasting again at the start of period 3.
Sounds great.
We are back for the start of the third period. You might notice a slight change in elevation. We've changed our broadcast position. We are now up in the one of the two media perches here. Brainerd kind enough to give us permission to move.
This is not quite the Al Shaver press box at
No?
the former XL Energy Center, but it's got its own charms as well, and kind of a makeshift media area that they have up here. And I kind of like the view up here, actually, Ryan.
But hopefully a little better stability. Jefferson off the draw.
Jefferson
Bouncing
looking for
around in
stability
center
as
ice.
well, and try to, unknot this game, which is at 3 as we begin the third period. Looking to get on the board here and take the lead.
Carrying it behind the net. That's Mendel. She goes up the near side wall to Moore. Moore enters the zone with speed. Got Tyus with her. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. That was a little more than a rub there, John. We've seen this a couple times this year. There's a difference between sort of skating next to somebody and pinching them off and sort of putting a shoulder into them.
This has been a very well and fair
It
ref
has.
game. I think they've called them even on both sides. Certainly there's contact. This is hockey. But at times where it calls for it, they've done a really good job of calling those. And that was an appropriate one there. Gives the Jaguars a power play with 14:27 remaining here in the third period.
Keith does a good job winning that draw. Mendel sailed that shot well high of the net, but Bloomington, at least for now, holds the zone. Keith playing catch with Schramm. Back to Keith. Good centering pass to Mendel, but that shot hit the inside of the skate. That stings, John. That's the D taking one, and she skates off. Catching that on the leather, especially if that catches your ankle bone, not a pleasant experience. That's clearing attempt on net.
I ended up in a boot a few years back in the adult league there after getting one, on the skate boot because there is basically no protection there. And
No, especially when it's cold, and you can see the player over there trying to walk it off. It just stings. Brainerd won that draw, but it got past the D. They try to go D to D, but that's going to go into the corner. Fresh ice now, so the puck's moving quicker than it was in the second period. Held in at least temporarily by Janzig de la Luz. Going to come all the way around. That tried to get it into the corner, but got redirected to the opposite side. Held in by de la Luz, at least temporarily. Poked into the corner. First got a high stick on it. They waved that off. Lindman's got it. She's looking for an outlet pass, but it's knocked back into the defensive zone. Aggressive forecheck again on the shorthand. Brainerd penalty kill here. Tries to stuff it, but Delarwell there to ward that off. Now Jefferson's got a little bit of room. Comes out to center ice. That's Perry trying to get it ahead.
Perry with a goal already tonight and looking to get a little bit of a break. But as you mentioned, the Warriors actually quite aggressive on the penalty kill here.
Perry looking for an outlet pass. Gets it ahead. That's the Voss, but she can't handle it. And here comes Brainerd the other way. Good back check by Moore. Centering pass. Tyus also back checking to disrupt that. Now here comes Tyus with some momentum. She gets around the defense. She's going to have to cut this really tight, though. Gets it in front, backhand saved. Centering pass, but Moore tied up on the far side post there. Really good defense here by Brainerd.
And nice backhand there by at least Tyus. Didn't make it past the goalie, but very good shot and good opportunity
We'll
there.
get an icing call. Get an offensive zone draw.
12-13 remaining here in the third, 3-3 between the Jefferson Jaguar JV team and the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors JV team here. We'll have the varsity game again at 7 o'clock. Face-off here being taken by Ashley Towie.
Towie went to the sidewall, but Brainerd clears that around to the opposite side. Good centering pass. Picked up at center ice by Feldman, but Feldman gets taken down. The puck ends up in the corner. Gets it in front, poked away. Delarwell, good play. Ooh, that puck caromed right off the sidewall into the center ice. Tyus comes back. She's going to try to get it out. Goes high off the boards. Good hold. Body's hitting the ice all over the place here, John. Marshall comes away with it now. She's going to carry it into the zone. Try to get a shot off. She does. That goes wide of the net, however. Held in by Feldman. Marshall still forechecking from the blue line. Waiting for reinforcements. Good centering pass to Towie. Towie tried to get it to her forehand.
Very nice centering pass by Marshall right there, but
Perry back to Towie. That one-timer goes wide, however. Oh, we're going to get a call there against Towie for the takedown. That wasn't egregious, but again, John, she sort of stuck her stick in there. Player went down, got to call it.
So the Jaguars go back on the penalty kill, and this is as the Warriors have been quite aggressive in the second, tying it up with 3 goals and looking to try to break through in this tie here. 11-12 remaining in the third period. Notably, I have not seen number 26 in this period so far, so my sense that I think you and I and Kurt and Jason had that she was a varsity player out here for a period or two is probably right. We'll probably see her in the varsity game.
We're still seeing some solid skill out here for Brainerd, however. Number 14, I think, scored their 3rd goal. That shot just deflected wide off a skate. 14 tries to drop it back. We'll see if Perry can win this puck race. Trying to force a turnover. She has first out there with her. Good hustle by Perry, going both ways. That puck ends up coming back to Mendel. She throws it all the way down. Jefferson's going to get some fresh forwards out there. Schramm and Mendel still on the blue line, killing this. Intercepted, or almost, by Mendel. Comes back to dump down deep. Schramm's going to give chase. Schramm tries to ditch the Brainerd forechecker, but loses it behind the net. Comes back to the blue line. Keith battling for it there. Held in. Knocked away. And Schramm high off the glass all the way down.
Good penalty kill so far by the Jaguars here, Ryan.
45 seconds left. Keith pressures the puck, forces a turnover. DeVos has got it. He's going to try to get a shot on. That goes through the crease, wide. And here Brainerd's going to take the icing. If it gets there, it's rolling. We do. Get a chance to reset the penalty kill in an offensive zone draw.
I mentioned number 26 as we have several times tonight because she had 2 sharp shots and goals. That's Annika Halverson. She is an 11th grader, so very likely on varsity, not out there right now. We have had number 29 out there, Emma Neuwirth. She's a senior defenseman, so certainly several upperclassmen, several varsity players out here on the ice in these last 2 periods.
They seem to have a large roster, though,
they do.
John. I mean, even it almost seems like they're counting sequentially. They got 30 skaters. It's a little surprising that they'd be rotating them through, but who knows?
Well, this is hockey country up here, that's for sure. So they probably have a lot of girls who want to play, and 2 high schools involved with Little Falls and Brainerd.
Fair enough.
So the varsity team will probably have their hands full.
Jefferson back at full strength. Tyus fighting for it along the near side wall. Held in there by Mendel. In front of the net. DeVos trying to get a shot on. She's going to come around. Tried to go far side post, but gobbled up. Yeah, shots so in third. I'm just going to double the shots from this point on, John. So let's just say Jefferson 26, Brainerd 24. It's probably even at this point.
Similar to the score, of course.
Yep,
3-3. 8:54.
Both goaltenders playing really well.
Absolutely. 5-on-5 now as the Jaguars had killed off that.
Oh, Jefferson, 2 flubs in a row there. Got a 2-on-1. Well played by Lindman. Shot goes off the face mask and then covered up the rebound. Nope. They managed to poke it free. Delarwell made the initial save and then attempted to fall down on it. I thought she had it, but somehow Brainerd poked that underneath. There was a lot of traffic in front, a lot of stick work. They take a 4-3 lead.
Good to see some of Megan Delarwell's teammates coming back there talking to her. She made an initial save, then yet another. Did really, really well there. The third time was the charm for the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors. They take a 4-3 lead here. Jaguars looking to even it back up.
Jefferson enters the zone first, looking for Keith. Keith can't quite handle that. Ends up with Perry in the far corner. Brainerd, good outlet pass. Can't quite handle it. Keith turns it the other way, but they're going to have to tag up. Now they do. Perry gives chase. Got Keith with her. Good move by Brainerd to shake Perry. Good outlet pass. Could get numbers here. They do. 2-on-1, same as before. Again, well played Janzik De La Luz gets back to break that up, but Lindman played both of those 2-on-1s really sharply, John.
Absolutely, tracked both players well, kept it from being what had happened in the second period, a big sharp shot from the outside there. Megan tracked it all the way and was able to pounce on it here, but she's going to face a face-off to her right here as the Jaguars still feel pressure in their defensive zone.
That's Tawi, won the draw back, but Brainerd picks it up. Brainerd circling, tries to get it in front. They're going to get to that puck first on the far side wall. Good forecheck by Tyus, though, knocks it loose. She's got Moore with her, drops it to her. Moore's trying to get a shot, but well played defensively by Brainerd. Brainerd got some speed on the blue line. Centering pass. Tyus looking for Tawi. Moore comes back to the blue line. Marshall struggling to get it out of her skates. Not quite held in. It's knocked loose. Here comes Brainerd the other way. Takedown, no call. That probably could have been a penalty. I think it was incidental contact, but Brainerd had the advantage.
They both kind of bumped into each other in that respect. I thought it was a good non-call, so and keeps the game going. But an icing here against the Jaguars. Going to have a face-off to Megan DeLarwell's left. 7:05 remaining. Brainerd Little Falls with the 4-3 lead right now, Ryan.
So if I'm not mistaken, John, I think this is only the second time on the season that the JV team has trailed. I think we trailed 1-0 in our opening game. Ended up tying that game, ended in a 1-1 tie. So we got 7 minutes left to see if we can get the equalizer here. Off the draw, Perry trying to get it ahead to first. Puck's bounced in the air. A mess on the sidewall. I think they're going to call a high stick. Yep, it'll come back down to our defensive end. Not a penalty there, just played with a high stick.
But it's going to force a face-off in the defensive zone here. So Megan DeLarwell will get ready to her left here. Face-off will be taken, it looks like, by DeVos and kicks forward to the Brainerd Little Falls side.
Behind the net, that's Feldman. She gets it over to the far side wall to Perry. Perry's got First with her. First enters the zone looking for Perry, tries to get it centered, but good back check. Ends up in front of the net. DeVos is there, shot wide by First. Behind the net, DeVos has got it to First. I think that went off a pad. Perry dumps it back behind the net. DeVos is going to pick it up. Looking for a pass. She gets rubbed off, tied up. That's
good shift so far. Some good offensive pressure here by the Jaguars, Ryan.
Good pressure from the blue line there by Feldman. Going to be held in by Marshall, at least temporarily. Collision, two Bloomington players. DeVos slow to get up, but she's back on her feet. She's going to head to the bench. Bodies hitting the ice all over the place here, John. Here comes Keith off the bench. Coming back to help out. Breaks up that play. Nice job, Keith.
Really nice back checking by Taylor Keith right there. Absolutely.
She carries it, tries to get it ahead to Moore. Brainerd controls it at center ice. Good passing, taking their time. Gets it up ahead to Seven. Seven spin move. Dumps it deep. Marshall's going to retrieve behind the net. She comes around, tries to find Tice. Can't quite handle it on her backhand, but she deflects the pass. Again, back to the blue line. Now just dumped deep. Feldman chases into the corner. Comes the other way. Tice is going to get there. It's going to be 1-on-3. Tries to get it across the blue line. Can't. Slap shot. Tip attempt. Doesn't happen. That one hits the outside of the net. Tough angle shot. Ooh, almost got it in the far side post. Good clear by Keith. Keith having a monster game here, John.
No question about it. Very nice before that clear save by Megan DeLarwell to keep the puck out of the net there. But here comes Little Falls once again.
Here comes Brainerd. Tried to center it. Puck's in the skates. Gets it at Tyus. Tyus has been out there for a while. She's content to just ice it. Give Jefferson a chance to reset their lines. We're down to 4 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the game. Jefferson needing an equalizer here. They're trailing 4-3, but struggling to get anything going offensively against this sort of juiced up Brainerd squad, John.
Ashley Tawi, one of the 3 new forwards out, fresh forwards. She takes the face off, but it kicks to the Little Falls side.
Oh, is that 29 again?
Well, 26 was the goal scorer in the
26
first.
was the goal scorer?
Yes, and so
They got
this
no
is
shortage of tall defensemen ripping shots from the blue line.
Emma Newworth, a senior. My guess is we will see her in the varsity game as well. She's playing a period here in the JV game here. 5-3.
Frustratingly enough, John, too, the Jefferson team did a good job of pressuring the blue line shot. They blocked the first one, but then she picked up the loose puck and rifled that into the low corner. Oh, good shot there. That was Mendel coming in from her blue line. Got a shot on net, but Jefferson now trailing by 2. They're going to need to amp up the pressure.
Well played by the Little Falls goaltender, Maddie Gintner, who was an 11th grader herself, and she's had a pretty good game here after a more challenging first period.
Whistle blown. Brainerd in the midst of a shift. Not sure what they're
I think what
doing
happened
here.
is they actually only had 4 players out there.
Well,
and
one was
the
going
ref,
off.
Yeah, the ref
Yeah.
doing them a little bit of a favor there, and you know, getting this number 8 the Warrior on the ice here to make it a 5-on-5 face-off here.
Brainerd breaks out. Bit of a hook there by Mendel. Got away with it. Wow.
Big save.
That is the save of the game right there. Excellent play by Brainerd. Had a 2-on-1. Found the on-rushing Brainerd forward all alone in front from point-blank range. And DeLarwell came sliding across and knocked that wide.
And then on that most recent exchange you saw on camera there, Megan able to pounce on it and again keep the puck out of the net. She's playing quite well under a lot of pressure these last 2 periods.
That was an insane save, John.
Very, very well done. She's had a really terrific game here, and this has been the most challenging game that the Jefferson
by far.
JV team has faced so far. They're down 5-3, but still scrapping and trying to hang in there. 3:44 remaining in the third.
Oh, here's another opportunity from point-blank range, and again, she's up to the task. Not only made the save, but absorbed it, so there was no rebound. Had 2 Brainerd players sitting in front of the net after the shot.
She's going to face
Ref
another.
talking to the Brainerd goal, or the Brainerd shooter, because she got a little extra jab in there after the save. Didn't like it. Ref warned her.
Again, a well-ref game, and the ref should say something at that point.
Good outlet pass by Moore. Just lost it. Jantic De La Luz under pressure, tries to get it ahead to Moore. That gets thrown behind the net. It's going to come around to Ty. She's got a little bit of room. She pokes it ahead. That went off a skate. That shouldn't be icing, but I don't think the ref saw it. We'll get a whistle. Down to 3 minutes left. I don't think we haven't seen a goalie pull yet this year, John, in part because we haven't had to at any point. But being down 2, it'll be interesting to see if the coaching staff is keeping an eye on the clock and if we'll see the goalie come out at some point. Off the draw, Janzik De La Luz ties up the Brainerd winger, but Brainerd takes it into the corner. Taken down there by DeVos. Janzik De La Luz trying to get ahead to Moore, but it's poked back in the corner. Lindman retrieves. She tries to get it up to Tyus, but loses the puck. Across again to Janzik De La Luz. Finally succeeds in getting it ahead to Moore. She's going to be picked up immediately. She's looking for a pass. Finds Lindman, who finds it, passes it off to DeVos. DeVos goes 1-on-3, loses the puck. Teams changes behind her. Moore holds it in at the blue line.
Nice
Perry,
shift by
fresh
Moore,
on
keeping
the
it
ice.
in twice now.
Perry and Moore, 2-man game here. Moore's got it, passes to Perry. Tried to get that forehand from a tough angle, but got it wide. She tries to find Moore again. Good pressure here by Jefferson. Perry forces the turnover, tries to center. Keith's out there now. Keith keeps up the forecheck. Rings the boards. Lindman tries to hold it. Can't. First, tried to get it across the far side. Marshall's got it. Here comes Brainerd to the middle, though. Sharp angle shot high over the net. Lindman trying to get it ahead to first. Held in by Brainerd. Knocked to the center. That's Perry. Tried to get it up to first. First on the forecheck. Stretch pass by Brainerd. Perry throws that deep. Jefferson going for a change. First stays out to forecheck. Towie enters the zone. Held in by Marshall, at least temporarily. Towie. Good shot, hits the defensive shin guard. Oh, taken down from behind. That'll be a 2-minute penalty.
Cross-checking.
Yep.
It appears that the referee is
Towie
calling
a
here.
little slow to get up, but she's now on her feet. That was a rough penalty with a minute left, John.
1:06 remaining here. Jaguars will go on the power play here, down 2 goals, and it looks like indeed they may have called a timeout here. The Jaguars to A, catch their breath, B, try to plan whether they have a 6-on-4 if they pull Megan Delarwell, with just 66 seconds remaining here, Ryan.
New JV coach KP whiteboarding over there, diagramming up what she's looking for the power play unit to do.
Taylor Keith sitting right in front of her. My sense is she may be out there along with Allie Moore. We'll have to see what the coach decides to do here. And again, we'll keep our eyes on the net as well and see if that opens up.
So while we're in this short break here, we will be broadcasting another game immediately tomorrow. And I believe that JV game starts at noon, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct, John? It's noon and 2 for the varsity?
St. Cloud Tech, so this is
that is a quick
terrific
turnaround.
It is a quick turnaround and kind of a fun road trip here. And hopefully the players having a really good time. Of course, all business right now in this JV game, and it'll be all business in varsity at 7 o'clock here. But we'll stay overnight here in Brainerd and then head down to St. Cloud about an hour or so south and play St. Cloud Tech. Again, you and I will have the JV game at noon, and Kurt and Jason will have the varsity game at 2 o'clock.
Off the draw, it comes back to the blue line. Shot on net and a goal! That was a quick response to the penalty with the 6 skaters.
Kaylee Mendel looks like she got that very nice sharp shot. Whatever Coach KP put on that whiteboard certainly worked well, and the players reacted well.
And was that Taylor Keith who won the draw back?
I believe so. And Mendel with the goal here. Now they put Megan Delarwell back 59 seconds, so only 7 seconds in that exchange to get it to be a 5-4 game here. And very close, Allie Moore, to
that
being able to
face-off
pick it
draw
up here.
got tied up in the ref's skates. Otherwise, Bloomington would have come away with it. Brainerd try to wrap around. They go back to the blue line. Shot blocked. Good play.
Jaguars have a chance of a 3-on-2.
Here comes DeVos. She's got more with her. She tries to get through the middle. Runs into traffic. Goes down. No call. Here comes Brainerd the other way with speed. Good back check there by Perry, though, to try to break that up. Goes into the corner. Another takedown. Bloomington running into themselves a little bit here. Trying to get it up ice. They find Moore, but Moore's going 1-on-3. Tries to go through the legs. Can't convert it. Held in at the blue line. Moore's got it. Pass, short angle shot. That hit the side of the net, and the net knocked off. We saw that earlier. There's only 2 seconds left, John. But a really good flurry. We're going to have one final offensive draw. Going to put a 6th skater out again.
So they're going to send Taylor Keith out as the 6th skater. Allie Moore stays out, along with Elise Tyus, Lainey Schramm, and
line
Kaylee Mendel.
somebody up to block everybody, right? Put one shooter behind. That appears to be Schramm trying to get the shot. Oh, won the draw, but the little confusion on who was going to take it. Jefferson looks spent. They gave it everything they had this game.
They really did.
John, really well played game all the way around. Excellent contest. Came up a little short on the scoreboard, 5-4, but this is about as good as we've seen them play.
And in some ways, Ryan, it was 3 games because the way that the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors changed rosters in between periods gave a different look in between each period. Several varsity players coming up and playing for Little Falls and playing quite well. So a very close game here, very well played by the Jefferson JV team. They will try to get back on the winning streak tomorrow again at noon.
Brainerd with another 14 shots in the 3rd period, John, bringing their 3-period total to 34 on the game. I think that's far and away the most shot. I don't remember what we had in Prior Lake. I think that was about 20-ish. This was definitely the toughest defensive assignment we've seen the JV team handle. Delarwell played exceptional in net today. We alluded to, I think, minimally 3 of the goals that they scored were just lasers to upper corner, and the 4th one, I think, was the one where they stuffed it underneath after the 2 initial saves. Thought our offense looked good. Their defense was tough for Brainerd. They were big and fast. Good all-around games.
Upper corner from upperclassmen, and some very nice goals there for the Brainerd Little Falls Warriors. Again, we may see some of those players in the varsity game here, but a very game effort by the JV team here. So, but they go down 5-4, and we very, very fun to watch, and very much look forward to seeing them. Most likely they'll have Annika Bjorklund in the net, as it appears that her and Megan Delarwell are trading off. And again, you can't say enough about her great effort tonight as well. So terrific job by her and all the JV players, and I look forward to rejoining you tomorrow at high noon in St. Cloud.
Yes, so for John Rash, Kurt Krenz, Jason, we will log off till noon tomorrow, and we will pick this back up with the varsity broadcast in about a half an hour.